How It's Made, where we take a track, we dissect it, and we show you how it's made. Let's go. This week, we're going to take apart Break My Heart by Dua Lipa. Break My Heart hit #1 and has hundreds of millions of streams and YouTube views, so there's definitely something here that the public has responded to that we as creators should know more about. The producers are Andrew Watt and the Monsters and Strangers. I have a huge amount of respect for both, so it was interesting to dive in and take a look at their work. Why am I holding a wrench?
Okay, so let's get into this. What I have here is the last chorus of the song. This part of the song kind of incorporates all the other parts of the song. So I thought I would just map this part out and the rest of it would kind of speak for itself. I always start with the drums. The tempo's 113 BPMs. So let's look at what we have here in the drums. I think these are some disco claps. Obviously, they're just some samples. They're not from any particular VST instrument. I've also included a snap. You can see that these claps and snaps aren't just precise one hits. They're kind of staggered, so they're groups of snaps and claps, which is kind of part of this sound. Tons of these samples out there. This is nothing special. You could find these anywhere. Along with that, I have this snare. Kind of a low disco-y snare. I think I got this one from Easy Drummer. I know you all probably think I endorse Easy Drummer, but I don't. I just use it all the time. This is the Southern 70s Soul Kit, and that's the snare. But it's the dampened snare. Got something else here. What's that? Okay, this is a kick drum. I call it the Eagles kick because it kind of sounds like Don Henley's Eagles 70s kick. The snare and the kick together sound like this. Cool. All right, what do we have here? Next we have, I've put a loop underneath it just for some motion. Our old friend stylus, hardly ever use it anymore, but it comes in handy sometimes. 120 sweaty. So that's this. With our kick and our claps and snaps and snare together. Disco. Here we just have a crash cymbal. This is an Aerosmith crash. I think I got it from an Aerosmith drum sample library. Could be any crash. Nothing particularly special about it, just a cool crash. What do we have here? Disco hats. Let's find out what those are. Our old friend stylus again. I don't know why I use stylus so much. Hats fall real. These are probably supposed to sound like real hats, even though they're not. Obviously, the disco beat, the hi-hats are on the ands, open hats on the ands of everything. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Let's listen to this. Cool beat, we've heard it a million times, but serves the purpose. Next we have something else, a stylus. What is this? 16th note tambourine. It's in stylus. It's 117 tambourine 16th. You could use any loop for this or program it yourself. Nothing really special about it, just 16th notes. Here we have another disco clap. I've used stylus again. 118 snappy claps, and all together these drums so far sound like this. You can hear how we're building from the bottom up, getting the kick and the snare sound right, and then I went for the claps because it's all part of the disco thing. Nice. All right, what's next on our drum list? I used Dope VST Beat Machine. That kick, that snare, these hi-hats. It's Absolute is the preset. Again, these are just for support underneath. We've already established this beat, but this adds support. I'm also probably giving it a good spank here with Dan Corneff's Pawn Shop comp. Good. Just for some snap, let's hear it without. Oh, yeah. Definitely some snap. What do we have here? Okay. So this is an agogo bell. If you don't know what an agogo bell is, you'll recognize this sound. I put a loop of agogo bells down here. Ah, that sound. So what they've done as a really cool hook in this chorus, they've tuned this agogo bell to the track and put some reverb on it. Kind of a Latin-y type disco rhythm to the agogo bell, but it's a cool hook. Last thing, in the transition from chorus to chorus here, there's 2 choruses in the outro. There is a drum fill. Nothing special. I happen to use Superior Drummer 3 on this, and I used Collins Kit. I don't think I even got to these 3 toms. I think, or to these 2. I think it's just this. No kick and snare for this song. Nothing specific about any of these sounds that I've used. You just need to get these type of sounds to copy this vibe. So here's the drums. Next, we have a transition here when the drum fill happens. It's just filter sweep that sounds really cool. Now, to the meat of what this track really is, there's a really cool string hook, and it involves 2 articulations: fast up and down strokes and long legato notes. So let me play what this string hook is, and then I'll explain it. Okay, so there you have it. Really cool hook. Sounds like the disco era. Now, I don't know if these guys got a loop for this type of thing. They could have grabbed something off Splice or the internet or something they had. Or I don't know if they programmed it. You can never tell anymore. This is the Kirk Hunter library. And these are short strings. So here is this part soloed up. This is another string library here. Another quick up and down, just for support. They're playing the same part. Here we go. So what we have here is a melody with a 5th above it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that pretty much sticks through the whole thing. Except here, it goes to a 3rd. And here, it goes to a triad. And these are octaves. Great sounding disco part. Here it is with the drums. Now what we have are long legato notes. These are legato notes from the Kirk Hunter string library, smooth. So those are in the transition between the choruses at the end. They go like this. Now, along with that, we have a high string part that plays through the entire pass. If these strings kind of stay out of the way and they're tucked in the back, we have an E, a B, and a high E, the octave of the low one, and they just hang there. In our transition here, I have a dirty synth that plays the bass notes. This is Avenger. Any synth will do to just, again, frame the transition between the last chorus. Sounds like this. That by itself. All right, on to the bass. All right, great hook, goes great with the strings and the drums. I've used easy bass, and part of the effect on this bass is the sub bass, which would be also called an octaver. It's just playing an octave below the note that you program in. So here's how the riff is against the drums. Basically a 4-bar loop. Against that, we have doubled skank guitars. Playing that 7 in there. I played these parts in myself. I'm using some Waves guitar stuff just for a clean amp, some spank before it goes to the amp, a little bit of chorus, and some more spank on the end. Okay, the last thing we have is just a Strat type rhythm guitar part, single note thing with some reverb and delay. I could have done this with a real guitar, but something about the one in the track kind of sounded real or fake, so I just did it with this. All right, so there you have it. That pretty much covers everything that I could hear in the track. Lots of vocals going on over the top, but we're here to really take a look at the track. So up here, I have a track mix of Dua Lipa, Break My Heart. Let's listen how close we got. Here's their mix. And here's ours. Okay, I think that sounds really close without going into a full-on mix. We've captured the vibe. We've been able to isolate the elements that they use to make this track pop, and I think we've done the same.
On the music surgery scale of difficulty, I'll give this a 6 out of 10. Nothing here out of the ordinary, but if you didn't have a string loop like this, you would need to understand how to program the string parts between the different articulations and also hear the harmony notes in the part. On the music surgery scale of creativity, I'll give it a 7 out of 10. Again, nothing here that we really haven't heard before, but it all comes together in a way that sounds fantastic underneath an infectious melody and a great singer. Hello. The clutch in my wife's spare Range Rover has gone out. Please hit subscribe below to help. This is going to be just shy of $80,000. Thank you for your patronage, and thank you for watching Music Surgery with Dr. Bob. That about does it for this episode of How It's Made. I hope this gives you a deeper look into creating tracks and helps you to take yours to the next level. I'll see you the next time the doctor's in.